Hello, my name is Brianna, and today, while it isn't a very Christmassy story, I want to read you a classic. And this classic is none other than The Adventures of Robin Hood. Retold from the Howard Pyle original by John Burroughs, illustrated by Lucy Corvino. I won't read the whole thing, but let's start at the very beginning. Prologue. Robin Hood becomes an outlaw. Many years ago in England, when good King Henry II sat on the throne, a famous outlaw lived in Sherwood Forest, near the town of Nottingham. His name was Robin Hood. No man ever lived who could shoot an arrow like the strong young six-footer with the blazing blue eyes. No friends ever lived like the merry fellows who roamed the forest with Robin, playing games of archery and hunting deer. The country people loved to tell the story of how Robin became an outlaw. It happened like this. When Robin was just 18, the sheriff of Nottingham offered a prize for the best archer in the land. Robin felt sure he could win, so he picked up his best bow and his best arrows and set off through Sherwood Forest. It was springtime and the flowers bloomed. The birds sang in the trees, which gladdened Robin's heart. He whistled and hummed as he hurried through the woods. Presently, Robin came upon a group of men beneath an old oak tree. A big man wearing an eye patch hailed him. "Hello, little lad. Where are you going with your toy bow and baby arrows?" That made Robin angry. "My bow and arrows are as good as yours," he said. "I am going to Nottingham town, where I will compete with other good men for a fine prize." Another man said, "Oh, listen to the lad. Boy, you're too young to grow a beard, but you brag about competing with good, stout men. You're too weak to pull a bowstring." Robin grew very angry. "Look yonder at that herd of deer. I'll bet you 300 pounds that I can shoot the strongest buck dead." The man with the eye patch chuckled. "I'll bet you 300 pounds that you don't hit anything." Robin strung his bow and placed the notch of an arrow over the string. Drawing the feather end back to his ear, he aimed and shot. The arrow flew through the air toward the strongest deer in the herd. It leapt, but could not dodge the arrow. The deer fell dead to the ground. "Ha!" Robin cried. "How do you like that shot, good fellow? I know what my bet was, and I want my 300 pounds. Furious, the eye patch man roared, "I'll pay you nothing. Get out of here before I beat you until you can't walk." There's Robin. Another man shouted, "You killed one of the king's deer. His men will cut your ears off." "Grab him," cried a third man. "No," argued a fourth man. "Let him go. He's just a boy." Robin said nothing. He turned away and began walking. All would have been well, but the man with the eye patch notched an arrow and aimed at Robin. "I will hurry the boy along," he muttered. Then he loosed his arrow. The arrow missed Robin's head by inches. In self-defense, Robin quickly turned and shot back. "You said I was no archer. Now say so again," Robin shouted. The arrow flew straight to the man's heart. He fell forward on the ground. Robin ran through the woods as fast as he could. The happiness he had felt earlier was gone. Oh, he thought, I wish he had never said one word to me. I wish I had never walked down that path. I will carry this pain with me for the rest of my life. That was how Robin came to live in the forest as an outlaw. A man had died by his hand, and he had poached one of the king's deer. The sheriff of Nottingham himself vowed to catch Robin. Over time, Robin met other men who had fled to the forest. Some had shot deer because their families were starving. Others had been cheated of their land and money. All had been unjustly declared outlaws. Within a year, they had chosen Robin as their leader. They vowed to fight evil men and promised never to harm a child or a woman. The people of Nottingham soon learned to trust Robin and his men, praising him and telling tales of his adventures in Sherwood Forest. Those tales are told to this day. Part 1. Robin Hood matches wits with the Sheriff of Nottingham. Chapter 1. Robin Hood meets his right-hand man. One morning, Robin Hood awoke restless. He ran down to the brook, where his men were washing. We have had no adventures for 2 whole weeks, he said. I am going into the forest to see what fun I can find. If I need you, I will blow my bugle 3 times. When you hear that sound, run to it as fast as you can. As Robin set out on his adventure, the birds sang in the trees. He passed storekeepers on their way to Nottingham town. Meeting a pair of pretty girls, he stopped to chat with them. He continued on his way and saw a knight in shining armor. The path ended at the edge of a river, a narrow footbridge, just wide enough for a single man cross the stream. As Robin stepped onto the bridge, he saw a tall stranger on the other side. "Step aside and let me pass," called Robin Hood. "No," boomed the stranger. "Step aside and let me pass, for I am the better man." "We shall see about that," Robin shouted. "Keep standing where you are, and you'll soon find an arrow sticking through your ribs." The stranger shouted back, "I will tan your hide if you so much as touch the string of that bow." "You bray like a donkey," laughed Robin, "but I could shoot an arrow clean through you faster than you could raise your staff." "You bray like a coward," the stranger retorted. "You stand there with a good bow, while I have nothing but a wooden staff." "I have never been called a coward before," Robin said. "I'll cut myself a staff, and we'll see who the better man is." "Oh ho," the stranger replied, "I will happily wait for you." He leaned on his staff, whistling, as Robin walked into the forest. Robin cut a strong oak staff, straight and flawless. As he stripped away the stems and leaves, Robin studied his opponent, who stood a full head taller, at least 7 feet. Robin's shoulders were broad, but the stranger's were at least 2 palm breadths broader. Still, Robin was sure he would win. "I have my staff, strong and tough," he shouted. "If you dare, meet me in the middle of the bridge. The first one to fall in the brook loses." The stranger twirled his staff above his head so quickly that it whistled in the air. "I can't wait." Robin stepped quickly onto the bridge and charged at his opponent. He faked a strike at the stranger's body, then aimed a blow at his head. It surely would have tumbled the tall stranger into the water, but he blocked it. The stranger struck back, and Robin blocked that blow. At the end of an hour, each man was bruised and sore. Finally, Robin struck the stranger hard in the ribs. The stranger teetered for a second. Then he caught his balance and swung his staff hard at Robin's head. The blow made Robin's ears ring. He grew angry and attacked the stranger, but the stranger blocked and hit Robin again. Robin splashed into the water. As Robin spluttered, the stranger laughed. Silly. Robin began laughing too. There's not a man in all of England who can fight like that. The stranger said, There's not a man in all of England who can take a beating like you did. Robin shook the water from his horn and blew 3 times. In a few moments, he and the stranger heard the sound of men crashing through the woods. Will Stutely arrived first. Good master, you're wet from head to toe. That big fellow there, Robin said. He gave me a beating and dunked me in the water. Then he'll get beaten and dunked himself, said Will. Get him, boys. 20 men leapt at the tall stranger. No, stop. He is a good, honest man, Robin shouted. Good fellow, will you join my band of men? Each year you will earn 40 pounds plus 3 suits of Lincoln green. The stranger scratched his head. I will join you, only if you can shoot an arrow better than you can fight with a staff. Robin told Will to cut a strip of white bark 4 inches wide and set it on a distant oak tree. Hit that mark if you call yourself an archer. The stranger took up a bow. If I miss, you can beat me black and blue with the bowstring. The stranger shot. His arrow flew so straight that it struck the target in the center. There, said the stranger. See if you can do better than that. Robin raised his bow. We shall see if I do better, he said. He let the arrow fly. It zipped straight through the air and split the stranger's arrow to splinters. I have never seen a shot like that in my whole life, the stranger exclaimed in wonder. Then my band has a new member today, said Robin. What is your name? The stranger said, Men call me John Little. Will looked up at the giant man. John Little? He laughed. I think we shall call you Little John. Robin kept Little John at his right hand because he had never met a stronger, braver man.